put it right in between.
I got half the first page. I'm like,
I saw you just trying to ask.
it's like when you break your phone and half the screen you can't see.
To know the way, then I look at you.
volume up on the amp. 7 in.
Good evening and welcome to the graduation ceremony for the Huntingdon Area High School class of 2026. My name is Molly Millar and I'm honored to stand before you tonight as class president. Most importantly, I would like to congratulate my fellow seniors on reaching this incredible milestone. Tonight is more than just a ceremony. It's a celebration of years of hard work, growth, memories, and friendships. It is a moment for us to reflect on how far we have come and recognize the people who helped get us here. On behalf of the class of 2026, I would like to thank our parents, families, teachers, staff members, coaches, and mentors for the guidance, support, and encouragement they have given us throughout the years. Your belief in us has shaped who we are today, and we are forever grateful. Each of us has our own story. We all entered these halls with different experiences, goals, and challenges. And throughout the years, our stories became connected through these moments we shared together. Some of us met in high school, while others met in middle school or elementary school. We sat beside each other in classrooms, cheered together at games and events, stressed over assignments, created memories, accomplishments that will stay with us long after tonight. Now, our chapter at Huntingdon Area High School is coming to an end, but our stories are far from over. In the coming months, many of us will continue our education, enter the workforce, join the military, or explore new opportunities. No matter where life takes us, each of us will continue writing our own unique story. As we move forward into the future, it is important to remember that every path has value and every future matters. The world needs people who are willing to lead, create, teach, serve, protect, heal, and inspire others. No matter what direction we choose, we each have the ability to make a difference in the lives of those standing next to us. The lessons we have learned here will continue to guide us long after we leave these halls. There will be challenges ahead, but there will also be opportunities to grow, succeed, and positively impact the world around us. Although our paths may begin to go in different directions, the connections we made here will always remain part of us. We may not all continue to be part of each other's lives every day, but we will carry the memories, lessons, and friendships from these past years. This school brought our stories together for a period of time, and that is something none of us will forget. As we turn the page and begin the next chapter, I hope we move forward with confidence, gratitude, and excitement for what is ahead. I hope we continue to support one another, believe in ourselves, and use what we have learned here to create meaningful futures. Congratulations, class of 2026. Our stories may continue separately, but this chapter will always belong to us together.
Thank you, Molly. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jennifer Mitchell, and I serve as the Superintendent of Schools. From the seat over the past 5 years, I've had the privilege of watching the class of 2026 grow into the outstanding young people that are sitting before you here today. It is both an honor and a joy to welcome you to the Huntingdon Area School Class of 2026 Commencement Ceremony. Please be sure we have just gotten started, but that you silence your phones for this very important occasion. Tonight marks the 146th commencement of this proud history of our school district, a Bearcat tradition built upon generations of students who've walked on this very stage, myself as well, each one leaving their own mark on our community and our future. We are joined tonight by family, friends, teachers, and mentors, all whom have supported these students every step of the way. Thank you for being here with us and to celebrate this milestone with us. Your families, teachers, coaches, mentors, friends, and loved ones have celebrated your successes, guided you through the challenges, and stood beside you every step of the way. Graduates, I would like you to please join me in expressing gratitude to many individuals who've supported and encouraged you through your journey. Give a wave, clap, or blow a kiss, please. Thank them for being here. Also in attendance tonight, Seated on the stage are members of our school board who have volunteered many hours to our school community. Without them, we cannot have an effective school district. In attendance tonight are Trista Mitchell, Dick Shalaba, Ann Millar, and Larry Garman. Please help me thank them with a round of applause. Graduates, the moment is here. Take a deep breath and truly enjoy this moment. You have earned it. I will take us to the main course. I'm truly honored to introduce tonight's commencement speaker, Dimitri Patistas. When I think about Dimitri, I cannot help but picture a kind, compassionate, thoughtful, and hardworking individual who finds a way to touch the lives of everyone he meets. His spirit is contagious, and he will brighten your day. For example, when he agreed to be our speaker this evening, he reflected on his own graduation ceremony and how the Huntingdon community and school impacted his life. He wanted to make connections with the graduates. He came and visited here at the school to make tonight's speech a little bit more meaningful for them. Dimitri is a proud graduate of Huntingdon Area High School, class of 2003, where he was not only the valedictorian, but also class president, NHS president, and a varsity letterman in football, swimming, and volleyball. He even broke new ground as HAHS's first male cheerleader. Dimitri continued his education right here in Huntingdon at Juniata College. At Juniata, you may remember him as the ice cream man who brought a smile to many faces in town. From there, his entrepreneurial spirit took him across the globe to 7 different countries. He returned to the USA, married his wife, earned his MBA at Penn State, and after a successful career at Amazon, he founded the Greek Shack, a family food business that brings joy and connection to others through Greek food and warm hospitality. In fact, he and his family are bringing a Greek Shack right here to Huntingdon. So if you haven't yet, do yourself a favor. Go try the Greek chicken. Trust me, it is amazing. Dimitri is the son of a preacherman, our longtime community eye doctor, Father Dr. Chris Patistas. And like his parents, he and his wife have 5 sons and love their faith. Dimitri is an entrepreneur, a servant leader, and a captivating speaker. Someone who once even had the courage to cage dive with great white sharks. A story for another day. Tonight, though, we celebrate him as one of our own, a son of Huntingdon. Please join me in welcoming Dimitri Patistas.
I won't be doing any flips tonight as a cheerleader, just letting you know that. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight. Dimitri Patistas, son of Huntingdon, graduate of Huntingdon Area High School, and a long-standing tradition that dates back even before 2003 when I was in these very chairs and seats. Superintendent Mitchell, it's such an honor to be here tonight, and thank you for the gracious introduction. I can't say there's any other place in the world I'd rather be right now than right here with all of you, truly. And of course, our lives have converged at this moment, and it's a phenomenal, magnificent moment to share. And let's hear for the class of 2026. You're here, you made it. Well done. You know, when I was first approached about serving as this year's speaker, I asked myself, just what is the purpose of a commencement speaker? Something that simple. Why is it included in this annual tradition, and what are its goals? Well, I think there are 3. The first, I think, is more standard, and that is to impart some perhaps wise words, insights, or reflections on one's life that our class graduates can benefit from. The second is certainly to do it in a way that's engaging, relatable, and the third, I think, is not so obvious, but it's going to make a lot more sense to the parents and grandparents in the audience. But the third, in my opinion, trumps all the others. The third is about reassurance. Why does the superintendent or teachers or advisors choose an alumnus from years past to return and share their story? Well, it's to reassure you that this tradition, this very process, all this hard work, the training, the studying, the sleepless nights as students, worrying about your grades, your assignments, your deadlines. And then your parents, what about them? What about their sleepless nights, worrying about you, worrying about your grades and your assignments and your deadlines? Your parents' schedule consumed by pickups and drop-offs, pulling into their pockets to pay for your fair share for the most excellent education they could offer. Does this 13-year odyssey from kindergarten to commencement really have a return? Does this Bearcat diet really help a person lose weight, so to speak? If you drink the Bearcat Kool-Aid, does this process and tradition really work? If you give it 10 years, 20 years, or as the Clarks or the Buzzes or the Vaughns would say, 21 years, what does it produce? Well, I intend to offer you some answers to these questions tonight, and whether it be for 5 or 5,000, you will have my best. But here are a few assumptions as we go into this conversation tonight. There will be a lot of analogies, but coming from someone who's in hospitality, I want you to think of me as sort of an older brother or uncle that's come back from the war of life, back from the battlefield. And I want you to know that I'm going to prepare for you a meal, a commencement speech tonight befitting for you all. The table is set, and I will offer you my best dishes, desserts, as a way of showing you two things, my respect and admiration. But whether you take a nibble or devour the whole thing, or you just stand up and go, that's okay. You'll have my best nonetheless. It's an offering, and I'm satisfied with that. The story begins with a number of your parents, actually here in the audience tonight, in Miss Rossman's 10th grade humanities class some 20 years ago. And it goes something like this. We were learning about the ancient Greeks and two famous sculptures, the Chorus and the Kourou. Miss Rossman thought it necessary to pull two real-life Greek students to the front of the classroom to model these famous sculptures. My identical twin brother, Pete, and I were quickly called to the front. We're Greek. As we stood there, motionless, hoping to catch the eye of some future prom date, Miss Rossman called out to me and says, "Oh, Dimitri, you must be the fat twin." Minutes later, Coach Micah passes by. "You're dropping weight to wrestle 189 this week, right?" "Yes, sir." Coach Mitchell passes. "You're going up to 215 this season, no?" "Of course." Senor T passes by. "Si, senor." The Chorus and the Kourou, the fat twin, Senor T. "Mr. McMath, save us." Then time passes. Taco Tuesdays, summers at Racetown, fall sports seasons, SAT prep, semi-formals, proms. And by your senior year, your plans, if they take you there, you begin to apply to a dozen schools with various offerings and high or low tuition bills. But what's your primary indicator? To choose the one geographically furthest from home. I know, this is how it works. But I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. In fact, I went to Juniata College on a full-ride tuition scholarship, and I went to become a doctor just like my dad. Good dad, good son, good dad, equal sign. But then I actually started the process, and I realized that I couldn't possibly imagine myself for the next 8 to 10 years counting bacteria under a microscope. I wanted to take action now. Well, fate would have it that that very same year at Juniata, an entrepreneurship program began called the Juniata Center for Entrepreneurial Leadership. They gave out $10,000 loans that if you failed, they forgave the loan. If you succeeded, you paid it back in a revolving fund that helped other students. Well, I thought to myself, this is a no-brainer. Let's go for the money, baby. What I thought to myself was, what can I do during the school year effectively, but then commit to fully in the summers and then get back to my student life? Well, I liked ice cream, and I knew other people liked ice cream. So with all the money I had, which at the time was about $2,327.32, and the $10,000 loan, I started an ice cream business, complete with black bow tie and white uniform. What I'll say is this. You might ask yourself, good idea, but how do you execute? Where the heck do you find an ice cream truck? Well, in 2005, you just didn't walk down to the Ford dealership and buy an ice cream truck. You bought it on eBay. And I'll tell you, it was the most exciting 60 seconds of my life. For 60 seconds, I was trying to outbid some bastard from Michigan. Needless to say, I won. And the ice cream truck was born. It was a simple concept, but it took hard work. And we grew from 1 to 2 to 3 ice cream trucks, 6 push carts, and at our peak, we employed 14 students from Huntingdon County during the peak season. People would see me at 19 years of age and say, "That's the American dream, keep going." I believed them. I remember a time when my ice cream truck blew a tire in downtown Huntingdon on its way to a birthday party. You see, we live in an amazing community. Not only did the birthday party walk 6 blocks to come enjoy their ice cream, but they paid me full amount, tipped me, and changed my tire for free. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. That's Huntingdon. They get it done. Right? That done's there for a reason. So I'll tell you is this. We live in an amazing town, and that town will show up to you time and time again. Don't forget that. I could have traveled far, far away for college, but I would never have started my business. And many of us, unfortunately, get seduced by the grandiosity of these large cities. I've been to those cities. They have a lot to offer. But there's something beautiful here. You have to understand that there's a cost to intel. Where to buy a car? Where's the rip-off place? How much is rent? How can you visit your family when they're in an emergency? These are powerful considerations when deciding where to be. Don't be afraid to be a big fish in a small pond. There are a lot of people racing to big cities to fight for just a few positions. There's needs here. There's a market here. There's beautiful people here, beautiful scenery. Don't forget Huntingdon. You get so much more done when you're in a place you understand and you have trust. Don't take that for granted. But it didn't end there with the ice cream truck. In the early mornings and the late evenings when I wasn't selling ice cream, I was teaching salsa dance. You see, during my junior year of college, I decided to study abroad in Barcelona, Spain. I only got there and realized that they didn't speak Spanish at all. I forgot, I must have missed that memo, but instead they speak a hybrid of French and Spanish called Catalan. I figured, yes, this is my moment. If there's ever a moment to get on the dance floor and not know if I'm good or bad in that language, this was the time. I learned salsa dance, and I brought it back to Central PA. We started the Bungalow Dance Company, wherein we taught some 3,000 students salsa. In fact, a number of your parents sitting here tonight were some of my students. So class of 2026, you have me to thank for your existence here tonight, in part. All right? Don't forget that. But it didn't stop there. My twin brother and I, and remember, I'm the fat twin, came to realize that living in Central PA, the world wasn't going to come to us. We had to go out to the world. Our father was an eye doctor by day, but he was an Orthodox priest, an excellent Orthodox priest, by day and night, no matter what. And so we started a nonprofit, an organization that took us around the world to monasteries and convents and distressed communities in 7 countries. I remember, in fact, heading to Guatemala and thinking, yes, in a foolish way, I'm going to save the Guatemalans. Open the gates, pass them through. Only to quickly realize that in my effort to save them, they were really saving me. You see, my friends, there's something beautiful written in life that when you go to serve others, you yourself are served. I recall one such occasion in Central America where a group of students and I helped build a home for a grandmother, her daughter, and her granddaughter, with real walls and a stove that actually had a plume to it, so they weren't inhaling it all day. When we finished this task, the grandmother approached us, and she offered us these words: "Gracias, mis niños, por tu ayuda en mi casa. Recuerda que eso, cuando tu ayuda en otra casa, en su casa, el Dios visitará a tu." She said, "Thank you, my children, for your help in my home today. Remember, when you help someone in their home, God will visit yours." Senor T, that was perfect Spanish. Wherever you are watching this, Boom. Believe it or not, our town of Huntingdon has had a significant tradition of serving others. That's part of who we are, especially in other countries, through organizations like Rotary, Juniata, the Church of the Brethren, and our nonprofit of St. Paul's Fellowship that's here. It's another part, again, of who we are here in Huntingdon. I'm happy to say that St. Paul's Fellowship of Labor just celebrated 20 years of existence this past March. This was all set in motion by the age of 23. Coincidentally, as the class of 2026 got their start after that salsa lesson. So here's my first call out. Dismiss the notion you have to be 35 to start doing something with your life. Start now. Start early. The habits, the activities, the people you engage with now as you enter your 20s will set the tone for the rest of your life. Plant those seeds deep so they bear fruit later. Don't wait for the right time. Instead, redeem the time, as St. Paul would say. In fact, an acclaimed author and psychologist, Dr. Meg Jay, writes about this period of your life between this moment at commencement and the age of 30. She calls it the defining decade. Young adults who statistically take advantage of this period with sobriety, without wasting kisses, with calculated risk and hard work, outperform those who do not, financially, emotionally, and physically. Did you know that 2/3 of a person's wage gain occurs in their first 10 years of their career? Did you know fertility peaks and marriage takes place for over 50% of Americans by 30? 80% of life's biggest moments are won by the age of 35. My point, class of 2026, is take this next chapter seriously. Do not make your best memories the ones you blacked out on. Do not waste kisses. I will say that again, do not. Instead, go get your passport, be a learner, go see the world. Start your venture, start accomplishing your bucket list. You know, this past Monday, I had the privilege of a meal with 12 of your classmates in Miss McMath's classroom, over Greek Shack food, no less. Among the many things we discussed and talked about was the question that Josh asked, which was when to start your idea, your venture, your business. My response was such: if you come with nothing and you leave with nothing, what have you lost? Nothing. Your youth is the time to take those risks. It only becomes more difficult. I'm not advocating that you're reckless, but what I am encouraging is to fail forward. It has served me well. Use your age as an asset. When I had the ice cream business, we were getting into events all over the county. The July 4th Fest at Penn State. They did this because they saw us young. As a young person, you show a little effort, everyone wants to help you. As you get older, that phenomena fades. It fades. Take advantage of it now. As a young person, you show just a little effort and people are impressed. As you get older, remember this quote: nothing is uglier than a person who has aged but not matured. The converse is true as well. Nothing is more beautiful and impressive than a person that has matured at a young age. You hear this phrase a lot: follow your passion, something you love, something you feel a calling for. And this is true. It is true. But there's another side of this coin that people aren't always prepared to face that comes with this territory of this good pursuit. Examining the word passion, the answer to this other side of the coin is revealed. The word passion comes from the Latin word, passiones, which means nothing else than to struggle, to struggle. So class of 2026, for what and by what are you willing to struggle for? There was a period of my life in my 20s where running from volcano eruptions, working in city slums, passing through borders, and leading was a daily occurrence. Today, in a family food startup we call the Greek Shack, we embrace this struggle still. The hours, the coordination of 3 sites, the intensity of trying to get to be great at something. Remember, trailblazing comes, it does make great headlines, but it comes from very hard work. You cannot AI yourself into love or purpose. You have to burn a flame to do so. When things get tough, that is the indication you're on the right path. Success does not mean, oh, he's comfortable, she's comfortable. No, that's not success. Success means you conquered yourself to such a point that you have gained control of your talent in a way that brings value to the world and people around you. That is success. That was kind of intense, right? Jumping subjects. So then you find love, and you get married, and you learn a very powerful lesson. In life, you don't follow the career or even the lower property taxes. You follow your mother-in-law. That's right. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. I remember when my first son was born, he was 9 pounds, 7 ounces. Pure Greek olive oil and Greek lamb, all in. My amazing wife didn't even take a Tylenol, and we welcomed our son Alexander into the world. From the natural birth, he had a cone head, he was all bruised, swollen lips, eyes, you know the thing. And I stood there proudly holding him. Then my mother-in-law comes racing in, and she says, "Look, he looks just like you." We have 5 sons today, and so far, let me tell you this. Duty is power. When you act out of duty, God never lets you down. There's an old saying, the baby brings home the bacon. Every time we had another child, somehow we were able to earn just enough more to make it work. Remember, whether starting a business, marrying the right person, or welcoming a child into the world, there's never a good time for it. Fall back on your values, your principles, the Bearcat Huntingdon tradition, your devotion to one another, your gratitude towards God and others, and work hard. It is written into the fabric of life that you do those things, the rest will fall into place on its own. I can attest to the class of 2026 that life ahead of you can be full of positivity and gratitude despite the struggles. But you have to choose it. In the garden of life, you can either choose to be the honeybee or the fly. As you look at a honeybee, it goes from flower to flower, buzzing around, tirelessly working, but it sees only the flowers. The fly, on the other hand, ignores the flowers, and it goes straight to the dirt. Do not be the fly. It's all about what you choose to see. They're both there. What do you choose to see? I was at Wise Market 3 days ago buying ice, and it was pouring rain. And this woman, I don't know her name, I don't know where she was from, but we start speaking, and it's pouring rain, and we're drenched. And she looks at it and she says, farmer's rain. I said, that's this town. You're singing in the rain. Remember this, life will knock you down sometimes. When it does, get back up. To fall is human, to remain fallen is demonic. You will make mistakes, you will have failures, you will say goodbye to friends, and you will even bury your loved ones. But never lose hope. There are so many feelings in life that come from God, but despair is not one of them. Reject that right away. I will share with you one final reflection, and this reflection I can't take credit for. It came from the skinnier twin. He shared this with me, and it's about showing up every day to your marriage, to your children, to your work, to your church life, fill in the blank. I want you to think of the performance of the S&P 500 over the last 80 years as a single human being. Believe it or not, if your lifetime covered this period of time, there were roughly 70 days only in the last 80 years where you would have made 80% of your gains. Let me say that again. 80% of your gains are made in only 70 days in the 80 years of the S&P's lifespan. Class of 2026, our lives are like that too. While the big wins of some, like our heroes, overshadow their entire life, the reality is that a very small fraction of our lives is spent in those moments. We have to celebrate the wins as they come, show up every day, and find meaning in the ordinary while we wait for those 70 days of big gains, the marriages, the births, this commencement. Some of my best and most meaningful days have been spent here in this beautiful town of Huntingdon. It is a treasure of a hideout to wait out those gain days and to weather out the storms as well. Our family came here in 1990. I went to school at Alpharetta and then later re-entered the same building to become an entrepreneur. I attended high school here, and I wake up some nights drenched in sweat, believing I'm back at the high school football field, only to realize that I still work in an arena every day in the life that I've chosen. My mother, whose memory I honor in the recipes that we prepare and the food that we serve, is buried in this beautiful town. It is a good place. It is our place. In closing, there's a beautiful story called The Alchemist, which tells of a tale of a young shepherd boy who dreams of leaving the safety of the sycamore tree under which he watches and protects his flock. He dreams of leaving in order to travel the world, to find love, perhaps fight valiantly in battle, and even find treasure. He is sent a vision wherein he is promised that if he so chooses to go, he will find all those things. And so our shepherd boy, Santiago, leaves the protection of the sycamore tree and his flock of sheep, and he embarks on a magnificent adventure around the world. He finds love, he fights in battle, and he even follows the trail to a place where he is redirected to where to find his treasure. He follows that direction, only to be brought back to the very same tree underneath which was found the very treasure he sought. Class of 2026, I call on you today to go out into the world and, yes, fight valiantly, earn the respect of your peers, and find true love. But I ask that you carry with you this message to serve your neighbor, to start something, to be faithful to your spouses, to take responsibility for the God-given talent that you have, and use it to glorify your neighbor and God. And never forget, with this town, this community, this family of people that surround you now, that have made you their priority and have sacrificed while they wait out the gain days, that you never forget them, and that you be prepared to return to it. Sons and daughters of the class of 2026, go out into the world knowing that you are enough. God bless you. Thank you very much for tonight. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dimitri. My name is Holly Boyles, and I am the high school principal. Now to the valedictorian of the class of 2026. When you think of this individual, you picture a warm smile and a kind, caring heart. She has had incredible success in both the classroom and athletics. Throughout her high school career, she has earned 25 college credits between courses taken at Juniata and dual enrollment classes offered at the high school. She is a member of Key Club and Student Council, Vice President of Varsity Club, and the Treasurer of National Honor Society. Throughout her high school athletic career, she has been a 3-time letter winner in soccer and was chosen for the LHAC First Team Offense selection in 2024 for soccer. She is a 4-time letter winner in track and a 3-time state qualifier. Her successes include being a state finalist in triple jump in 2024, holding the school record for pole vault with 11.9, and being the pole vault district and LHAC champion in 2026. This weekend, she will be competing in the track and field state championships for pole vault. We have full confidence that she will do a great job and represent HAHS well. After high school, she plans to attend Gettysburg College, where she will major in health and science and compete on their track and field team. It is my great honor to welcome Grace Bonacorsi to the stage.
Good evening, everybody, especially to the class of 2026. I am honored to be standing before you tonight and would not be in this spot delivering a speech had it not been for so many important people. I would like to thank all of my teachers, friends, coaches, and family for supporting me throughout my life. To my friends, thank you for always brightening my days and making me laugh. To my older brothers, Andrew and James, thank you for never going easy on me at any age, because that made me push harder to try my best in all areas of my life. For instance, Andrew always tried to get me to throw a football with him and then would throw it as hard as he could, expecting me to catch it, whether that was in the kitchen when I wasn't even looking or in the side yard. I can also remember, from a young age, playing soccer in the basement with James and him absolutely crushing me every single time. To my mom, you have been my role model ever since I can remember, always by my side through the ups and downs. I truly cannot be more thankful for your guidance and love. And finally, I want to thank my dad, whose life was taken far too early. Dad, you may not be here physically, but you are forever in my heart, constantly motivating me to be the best version of myself. At the beginning of my freshman year, I could have never imagined that I would earn the title of valedictorian. Doing so was never a personal or academic goal. But then, to my surprise, at the end of my freshman year, I found out I was first in my class. My immediate reaction was, I don't want to give a speech at graduation in front of all of these people. I don't even like to get up and speak in front of my class. The thought of it was terrifying. But I knew a lot could change between then and now, so I decided I would not worry about it and take the classes that challenged me. And well, you see how that turned out. However, as I prepared to stand before you tonight, I spent a bit of time reflecting on how I got here. While many factors probably affected that outcome, I came to realize that I had unconsciously internalized a specific philosophy about life. Although I couldn't control the world around me, I could control who I chose to be, what I chose to do, and how I chose to react to setbacks. When we watch the news or access social media, we often see so many negative and sad things happening in the world. Conflicts with other countries, school shootings, people posting hateful messages. Most of these situations are completely outside of our control, but seeing the images can create hopeless and helpless feelings. Even in our own lives, we can't control the people we know and love or the situations and circumstances we face. For me, I could never have imagined that my dad would pass away 2 months before I started high school. I also never thought I would experience a year-long foot injury that required surgery, disrupted my junior track season, and caused me to miss my senior soccer season. I couldn't control those experiences, but I could manage how I reacted to them. I didn't let those situations stop me from working hard in school and sports. I made the choices that helped me reach my goals of doing well in my classes and breaking the pole vault school record. To my classmates, I'm pretty sure that my life isn't all that different from yours. While we may not share the exact same stories, each of us has faced struggles of our own. And the reason we are all here today is because of the choices we've made along the way. And that is something to be proud of. Each moment and decision, both small and large, shaped who we've become and ultimately led us to this significant moment of walking across the stage and receiving our diplomas. Whether it was preparing for Keystone exams, or one of Mr. Miley's chemistry tests, or staying up late trying to finish an assignment on time. So, as we move into the next chapter in our lives, each taking our own path, whether that's attending college, or entering the military, or workforce, let's consider these important ideas. First, we cannot always manage our circumstances, but we can control our response to them. And sometimes that response is the most powerful thing we have. When we focus our energy on our attitude, our actions, and our perseverance instead of the situation itself, we continue to grow no matter what we face. Second, in difficult moments, we always have a choice. We can focus on the negative and let it hold us back, or we can focus on the positives, which will inspire hope, motivation, and confidence for what's ahead. Third, no matter what challenges we face, there is always an opportunity to move forward, even if it's only by a small step. While we cannot control every situation, we can decide whether we keep trying. We do not need to be perfect, but rather consistent. And with consistency, progress becomes success. In closing, remember, we are going to continue to face challenging situations, but we have the power to shape who we become, and we do that one choice at a time. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Grace. It is my honor to introduce you to our Salutatorian. Although she is quiet, oh my gosh, I said that wrong, guys. Sorry. Salutatorian. Although she is quiet, she is thoughtful, hardworking, and kind. She will be graduating with a total of 32 college credits, having taken classes at Juniata and dual enrollment courses here at the high school. She has been on the Envirothon team for 3 years, and this year was a part of the first place team in districts, which competed at states yesterday. She has also qualified to participate in the American Chemical Society Chemistry Olympiad at the national level. In addition to these activities, she participated in the Teens Against Tobacco Use Club for 3 years and has been involved in mock trial and National Honor Society, as well as being a field research assistant for Juniata Water Quality Studies. Outside of school, she spends most of her time reading, writing, rock climbing, and traveling. She even organized a community effort to raise money and supplies to provide welcome kits for refugee children, resulting in 70 kits assembled. After graduation, she will be attending Skidmore College in Saratoga Springs, New York, with the goal of majoring in psychology and then continuing on to earn a PhD and become a researcher. Please help me in welcoming Emily Yawn.
I'd like to start by saying my thank you to everyone who made this ceremony possible. To the school administrators, teachers, staff, and parents who have supported our class through the years, I thank you. None of this would be possible without your incredible work. I would also like to thank a few people in particular. Firstly, Ms. McMath for her work both as an incredible teacher and as the advisor to the senior class. Also, our school's guidance counselors who helped me balance the schedule between my high school and college classes. My middle school gifted teacher, Mrs. Boddicker, who shaped me through my 3 years with her. Mrs. Lechner, who provided me with a space to work and an ear to listen. Mr. Elder, the best Envirothon coach anyone could ask for. And of course, Mrs. Warner, a mentor and inspiration for me since I walked into my Honors English 9 class on my very first day of high school. I also thank my friends who kept me sane during these busy school years. I certainly could not have done this without them. Finally, I owe my largest debt of gratitude to the people who have supported me since the beginning, my parents. It was they who gave me my passions and love of learning. From translating scientific journal articles in 6th grade to proofreading my college admissions essay, they've always been my greatest encouragement. Throughout my high school career, I have often felt like Sisyphus, a character from Greek mythology who was cursed to eternally push a boulder up a hill. When he reached the summit, however, the boulder would, without fail, roll backwards and start him all over again. Every time I submitted a large assignment or project, I felt the joy of reaching the peak of the hill, only to be crushed with another assignment starting me back at the bottom. As I'm sure many of you understand, there's always something else that needs to be done. Unlike Sisyphus, we can push our boulder over top of this hill that is high school, but all of us have a line of new heights ahead of us. Over our 4 years, we have planned for a future that will inevitably be a series of new goals, seemingly trapping us in an endless cycle. The French philosopher Albert Camus contemplated the nature of Sisyphus' struggle. He concluded that, quote, "One must imagine Sisyphus happy, as the struggle itself towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart." Under the guidance of my peers and mentors at this school, I have realized the importance of this mentality. Life is filled with new goals and deadlines, yet we, like Sisyphus, should love the journey and not just the destination. Through my classes and activities here, I have learned that, to be happy, we must value the process as well as the outcome. So, to my fellow graduates, no matter the path that you are taking, may you love pushing your boulder as much as you love reaching the peak of your hill. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. Can I just say how proud I am of these girls and all of these students that are sitting before us today. Tonight is a celebration of accomplishment, perseverance, and possibility. It is also, for me, a moment of deep gratitude. During my first year as the principal at the high school, I had the privilege of walking into a school community already rich with tradition, pride, and heart. And at the center of that heart is you, the class of 2026. While this may have been my first year here, it was certainly not your first. You arrived long before I did. You built friendships in these hallways. You learned the rhythms of this building. You created memories in classrooms, on stages, on fields, in cafeterias, and in quiet corners where growth often happens without applause. I came in as the new person. You welcomed me with warm smiles, patience, respect, and kindness. And over the course of this year, I have had the chance to watch you do what you have been doing for years: show up, step up, and carry forward the spirit of this school. I have seen you lead. I have seen you compete. I have seen you create. I have seen you serve. I have seen you support one another in ways that don't always make headlines, but absolutely define who you are as a class. I have watched students dedicate hours of their time to practices, rehearsals, and projects. I have seen teammates pick one another up after tough losses. I have seen performers calm each other's nerves before stepping on stage. I have seen kindness in the hallways when no one thought an adult was watching. Those are the moments that tell the true story of a graduating class. You are closing this chapter with more than credits and a diploma. You are leaving with resilience you didn't know you were building, with confidence you earned one small success at a time, and with a sense of identity that will continue to grow long after tonight. As your principal, I am supposed to offer you advice, but tonight, I want to offer you a reminder. Remember who you were here. Remember the version of yourself who showed up when things were hard. Remember the version of yourself who tried out, auditioned, applied, volunteered, studied late, practiced early, and pushed through when quitting would have been easier. That person, the one you became here, is the person you take with you. You are stepping into a world that will ask much of you. It will ask you to make choices without a bell schedule. It will ask you to define success for yourself. It will ask you to be responsible for your own direction. But you are capable, and you are ready. Because readiness is not about having all the answers. It is about knowing how to learn, how to adapt, how to treat people, and how to keep going even when the going gets tough. You have practiced those skills here every single day. You have also learned something even more important. You matter. Your presence makes a difference. Your voice carries weight. Your actions impact others. Do not forget that. Wherever you go next, bring that understanding with you. Be the person who notices others. Be the person who contributes. Be the person who lifts the room simply by being in it. Families, thank you for sharing your children with us. Your support, encouragement, and partnership made this moment possible. Faculty and staff, thank you for the countless hours, quiet encouragements, and steady guidance that helped shape this class. And to the graduates, thank you for allowing me, in my very first year as a Bearcat, to be a part of your final one. This class will forever hold a special place in my heart. It has been an honor to learn this school through you. Class of 2026, you will always be the class that taught me what this community is truly about. You are a class that is kind, resilient, hardworking, and compassionate. Each of these qualities will serve you well as you step into your next endeavors. This graduating class has varied paths in their next steps after graduation. Some students will be furthering their academic careers at post-secondary institutions across the country. Some graduates will be heading to serve our country in the United States Armed Services, and others will be heading directly to the workforce to keep our community thriving. So I'm actually going to pause for a second. I'm going to recognize 3 students who will be joining the Armed Services. We have Christopher Gibson in the United States Army, Zachary Bender, and then AJ Ravello, will be doing ROTC to commission as an Army officer. We are so proud of them for answering the call to serve our country. Over 60 awards were given to students in this senior class for their skills and talents in academics, athletics, music, and art. We were so proud to showcase how well-rounded and talented this group of students truly are. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I am honored to officially present to you the class of 2026. These students are more than ready to begin the next chapter and positively impact the world around them. Congratulations. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we cannot wait to see what you will do next. At this time, please welcome Mrs. Trista Mitchell, President of the Huntingdon Area School District Board of Education, for the official pronouncement of graduation.
Now, by the powers vested in me as President of the Huntingdon Area School District Board of Education, I now proclaim you graduates of the Huntingdon Area High School. You may now come forward and receive your diplomas.
I will now begin to read the names of our graduates for the class of 2026 in alphabetical order, starting with our class officers, valedictorian, and salutatorian. Please recognize the graduates with your applause as they enter the stage. Before we start, let's have another round of applause for all of our graduates. Molly Charlene Millar. Adelie Grace Buzza. Zoe Suzanne Norris. Emily Jane Hayden. Grace Elizabeth Bonacorsi. Emily Joanne Yawn. Kira Lynn Bailey. Jackson Carter Bankert. Kyle Eric Banks. Tyler Chase Banks. Leah Emily Beck. Ella Marie Bickle. Isabel Victoria Bischoff. Ariel Leaf Black. Sheila Marie Bowsam. Martina Grace Breckbull. Tristan Kenneth Brenneman. Kayana Lynette Brindle. Bryce Ethan Brower. Chloe Isabella Brown. Brock Thomas Bryson. J. James Burkett. James Henry Burton. Everett Albert Masvidal Cahill. Emma Lane Kasner. Lee Evangeline Childs. Catherine Emily Colvin. Laura Elizabeth Colvin. Grady Bay Clark. Giovanni Michael Corbin. Carly Grace Couch. Chance Michael Crownover. Isabella Renee Cutshaw. Sophia Adele Davignon. Devin Jean Detweiler. Michael A. Dibble. Jackson Lynn Dillon. Aaliyah Renee Eagle. Evan Douglas Edmiston. Ariana Isabella Edwards. Zachary Thomas Eicher. Landon Allen Erdman. Alyssa Nicole Utsi. Cassandra Grace Fergassi. Christopher Lionel Gibson, Jr. Jacob Daniel Gill. Jessica Claire Grove. Haley May Grubb. Elliot Ira Geisler. Alexis Ann Gutshaw. Ashlyn Jade Haas. Lucas Taylor Hamer. Malia Joelle Harpst. Owen Kyle Hernkane. Joshua Howard Hicks. Valerie Nicole Himes. Allie Nicole Hollabaugh. Natalie Ruth Hahn. Candace Paige Hoover. Madison Ava Householder. Kamari Jonah Marie Hughes. Cody Lee Johnson. Kelsey Jean Johnston. Isidore Gabriel Kazmarski. Shane Robert King. Madison Faith Kisselvich. Kylie Alexis Node. Padma Anna Kowalski. Lottie Kremp. Eliza May Lawler. Bobby Ann Lender. Andrew Jeffrey Leonard. Chase Lee Leonard. Hannah Christine Lewis. Kyle William James Lay. Michaela K. Lindsay. Maggie Christina Lynn. Brogan Andrew Little. Riley Nicole Lua. Vincent T. Lyle. William Patrick Malett. Paige Elizabeth McClintock. Dawson James McGinnis. Lachlan Adara McGinnis. Sean Elias McGrath. Shauna Elizabeth McMahon. Noah M. Metz. Yassine Caden Mahudby. Ava Danielle Miller. Vinley Wynn. Eli James Norris. Reagan Noel Orenshaw. Scott Douglas Patamonsky. Andrew Christopher Park. Dominic Francis Peruso III. Cooper Young Phillips. Maddox Price. Wyatt Quarry. AJ Ravello. Ainsley Grace Rupert. Caleb Michael Rutter. Jonathan Avery Schneider. Adelie Grace Scott. Javian Jason Scott. Daniel Robert Sentman. Gage Evan Shawley. Adeline Rosalie Sieber. Sarah Ashley Simone. Paige N. Smith. Caden James Snare. Caden Alexander Spiker. Mark Wesley Spiker, Jr. Taryn E. Staley. Brinsley May Stifler. Genevieve Alexis Stoddard. Maddie Lynn Sukon. Aaron Thomas Sullivan. Jillian Bell Tanner. Gwendolyn Jo Tharp. Cadence Marie Thompson. Dylan T. Tononi. William Patrick Wallen. Molly Rose Weidel. Trey Weimer. Jade Elizabeth Wilkes. Clint Williams. Sophia Marie Wilson. Abigail Weingartner. Joshua Daniel Zaleski. As Zoe's coming to the stage, can we get another round of applause for our graduates?
The singing of the farewell song has been a tradition at Huntingdon Area High School for over 100 years. At this time, I would like to invite our senior vocalist to come forward to present the farewell song.
We're going to have to share the song after everyone puts in a picture.
As we are concluding, we're coming to the end of the ceremony, but I would ask that we please stay seated as we finish the last few things. And there will be a recession of the graduates, and we just ask you to stay seated until they are all out of the gymnasium. Thank you.
Our commencement activities are drawing to a close. We, the class of 2026, must take part in one final tradition. Though it is evident that learning and growing will never stop, we must now draw this chapter of our education to a close. As we move the tassel from the right side of the motorboard to the left, it symbolizes the completion of 13 years of education. The past holds many memories. We can all look back on special moments in our lives. This is one of those moments. I ask you to take a look around and remember this day. This is the last day we will be together as a class. For some of us, this is the last day we will be in this building. It is a memory to be cherished. Now I ask my fellow classmates to stand proudly in joining me in the turning of the tassel. Thank you and congratulations to our first evening as Bearcat alum.